Welcome back to another awesome video from Xtreme Stories. And we're back once again with more awesome videos from this awesome channel. And today we bring to you another amazing story. One that's not so good. And this is going to be reflecting back on a video I did a few months ago. If you remember this video. Well, if you do remember seeing this guy. As I mentioned to you a few months ago about how horrible he was at the stuff he was doing. And let me just tell you this first and up front. This guy has gotten a lot worse. I mean, not just worse, but worse. Like, even worse than you can imagine. That's how bad he is now. And I have a lot of reasons for that. But as much as I like to tell you all the reasons, I'm going to tell you some of them. Some of the reasons why he has gotten so bad. Starting with number 1. So the first reason why this coach has gotten so bad is because the fact that this coach is getting even more stricter with his rules. A few months back, one day, apparently he got irritated at us for, I guess, rebelling against him and stuff. And he made a rule saying that if you rebelled against him, that you would have to do 25 push-ups right off the bat, no matter what. And that rule was just about, pissed everyone off because everyone thought that this was probably like violating the First Amendment or something. Well, that's what most people thought, but that's my perception of it. But what he did was very wrong because he does know that everyone hates push-ups, but he had to make it happen. And there will even be times when he goes from 25 and just jumps straight to 200 at times. And that is by far the worst we can go to, and we've been there 3 times. As I told you that one week when they actually reached that 3 times, and it was really, really bad. Just having this happen to us. And of course, this is only just the first thing. The next thing this coach did to me was that he humiliated me on the team by putting me with the wrong group, apparently. I don't know why he did this, but what he did was just so embarrassing because this thing by far, just wasn't nice. Because he put me with the top group, and the top group is for people who run the fastest on the team, like the light group. And apparently I'm not all the way up there yet, as you expect me to be, but I end up with people which he nicknamed the 4 Horsemen. This guy right here I already told you about from the cross-country incident, who was just one of my friends. Apparently 3 of them are from the cross-country team, but this guy right here, I'll get to you later on who this guy actually is. Because you will be surprised who this guy actually is. Well, back to what I was saying about the whole coach incident. So, this coach had me run with these guys, apparently. That's 4 horsemen. And the 4th horsemen, as you know, were the fastest. As I suspected, because I ended up being 5 seconds behind them every single time we did a run. I mean, it just wasn't funny being put in that group because it made me look embarrassing in front of everyone who I was running with. Because I was like the small child in that group. But he did this for a purpose. Obviously, to humiliate me. And he did a pretty good job of it. And then, after 2 months of this, the track season actually came around. The season we actually had track meets. Well, it was actually 3 weeks before the actual track meets. But this was track season. That's when things get a little fiercer. I thought things would be a little nicer, but boy, was I so wrong because things did not change. It only got worse. Because this coach then would start going around and ramble to all of us saying that nothing is a joke anymore and that he means business now and how he's going to make workouts even more harder and even more intense than what they already are. Well, 1, he's already doing a good job with that. But 2, we didn't need it. And also, we then had the teams, which were junior varsity and varsity. I got put on the junior varsity team, so not very good. But with the track meets, the coach put me in the wrong freaking event. Seriously, I'm not kidding. He put me in the wrong freaking event. Because last year, last year on the team, I used to run a mile, but this year his assumption is to make me run 800 meters just for the fun of it. I don't know if he did this on purpose, but he wanted me to run it because he said he needed fast people, and I'm not one of the people who wanted to do the 800 meters because you had to run really, 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 really fast to catch up with people. But I'm not one of those guys who will like doing that because I can't, pull 100% to reach those guys because it's impossible for me to do it because I'm not that fast in the 800 meters. But in miles, I'm able to catch up people really easily. So to be totally exhausted after one of those 800 meters runs is just very disappointing. And also, with indoor season, which we were currently in just before, our track meets were usually supposed to be 5 hours. That's what the coaches predicted, but they turned into, forever meets for us because apparently we spent a long time at those meets. Like one of the meets I remember, we left the school at like 3 o'clock, and we did not come back until 1 o'clock the next morning. I'm like, what the freaking heck, coach? Why? Why? Why the heck would you do this to us? But that's it. I mean, they should at least go to the meet themselves personally and see for themselves how long the meet would take before they tell us this stuff. Well, after the meet that we go to, those long prolonged meets, I'll always be tired the next morning because I only get like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. If for a school morning, that's the case. But for like a weekend morning, then it'll be really, really, really tired still. But that's the way it is when it comes to indoor meets, and I hated those meets, all of them. So basically, the coach ruined my experience for meets as well. So then I found myself becoming a rebel to this guy because this guy apparently didn't know what he was coming to when he comes to meets. And for me being a rebel, I don't know if I was really doing the right thing by rebelling at this guy and his words or anything, but I'm doing this for my own good because I don't want to be staying with this guy any longer. But the track season itself won't end until the end of next month, which is actually right around the time of my birthday. Unfortunately. And overheard that my last track meet is actually on my birthday, so hopefully around that time I can finally give up track and just forget about it because I'm not gonna be doing this sport again after seeing what's been going on because what I've seen has just been a horrible season. And even me myself, I can't control my anger even around this coach because this coach just makes me so mad when he says stuff. Like he says stuff that's not cool. He just makes me want to blow up and stuff. But I really can't do anything about it because again, he's the coach. And you're supposed to listen to the coach. And that's what you guys be saying to me right now, but I'm just having trouble with it. It's so hard to listen to someone who's so irrational about stuff, someone who just wants you to suffer and not, experience any good out of it. And even this coach had a law saying that if you did not come, that you had to send out emails to them saying that you're gone. We did not have this year before, but this year they brought it. So every time I was out, I would have to send an email to this guy so he does not suspect that I'm skipping practice. Like he suspects we would be doing. But that's his own way. And I didn't remember that I skipped like 10 practices within the last 2 months because of this guy. Because I can't stand this guy's strategies and stuff like what he's doing to people. Like I even heard on some days while I was gone that the team would even get into even more worse trouble than when I was there. So I'm glad I'm actually missing some days for a change and not having to deal with this guy yapping my back every 2 seconds. But everything wasn't all bad. There are some good aspects on the team, and for the sake of this video, I won't be mentioned in this video, but still, I want you guys to try to guess who this guy actually is. Because this guy is really, really, really interesting person to talk about. But I ain't going to be talking to you about this in the part 3 I'm going to be doing on this video. But that's it for now. If you enjoyed this awesome video, then don't forget to smack the like button and subscribe to always get notified on new videos from this awesome channel. And I'll see you guys in another awesome and amazing video next time.
Haha, she got sprayed. April Fool's fire project.
Hey.
Wait, what? I got so.
April Fools to you.